Menintene Wafnittaguk and Ismenene Gisiga. I'm happy to see you all today on this beautiful day. I begin by thanking Ms. Linda Valley for the introduction and also to Mr. Carl Stone for the honor song. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished persons, friends and family, to all the graduates here today, I once shared your success at this university. Congratulations to every one of you. I remember my feelings of pride and hope for a better future when I graduated from law school in 1977. I am forever grateful to the Access Program at the University of Manitoba for the opportunities that resulted in my graduation and from my graduation. All of you have a story, and your story will continue to unfold. I wish you continued success. I thank the President of this university and the Chancellor for the great honor that they bestowed on me today with this honorary degree. Now let me share some of my story with you. I grew up in the community of Grand Rapids in Manitoba, Mississippi in my language, where the Saskatchewan River flows into Lake Winnipeg. I was raised to speak my Cree language by my loving parents, George and Louise Mercredi, and to value my belonging to my indigenous nation, the Cree Nation. At that time, my community was isolated from mainstream Manitoba and Canada. I was raised and educated in the Cree world, as were all my contemporaries, to value wisdom, to respect people, to be kind, to work hard, to be your best, and to seek harmony. I remember when I first went to public school, I don't recall if I was excited to go to school, but I do remember discrimination, my first but not my last indignity within Canadian society. My fellow Cree students and I were prohibited from speaking our beautiful indigenous language. To this day, at age 72, I still cannot understand what this prohibition of my language had to do with education. Today, I support human rights and freedoms, not as a result of any affirmation for human rights by the settler society, but because of forced assimilation and inequality. I value resistance to all forms of injustice. I am forever grateful to my Cree upbringing for the belief in equal opportunity, in self-reliance and self-determination, and the practice of tolerance. Being non-judgmental is another important human value I learned as a Cree child. Individuals have the right to be different. Another important idea of Indigenous nations is the norm of non-interference in human relations. This is an idea in nation-to-nation relationships that Canada has still to learn. The most common experience we share is our human need to belong. That may well be the greatest human right we all share, the right to belong. Once our identity is established, we turn our attention to finding our purpose in life. At some point in our personal growth, we begin to pay attention to matters beyond our personal goals and lives. In my case, it is the altruistic concern for the future of my people and all First Nations within Canada. Perhaps for many of you, the concern may be climate change or the future of democracies like Canada. Canada is a young country. It has no right to feel smug about the past 151 years. There is a great need and a lot of room for reconciliation between Indigenous people and Canada. This country has the potential to become a great civilization. People from all over the world, from diverse backgrounds and cultures, hope Canada is their place to belong. But first, it needs to find peace and coexistence with Indigenous nations. This country can and must be perfected. Perhaps this change can be your mission and one of the common goals we can all share in the future. The best hope for change is through personal relationships that work for systemic change. We all belong to the same human race and one world. That is in part what all my relations means. As you go forward in your lives and in your careers, I wish to share with you one more thing, and that is a poem I wrote recently called Floating. I float through the air like a feather down, blown away by a breeze through the unfastened air, being taken up and down to unknown places, in a free ride, so to speak, where there are no cares. I pass by a cluster of evergreen trees, flying atop their standing dreams. Onward the breeze takes me, flying alone in the directions unknown. So where is home, I want to know? Will I land where I'm bound to go? Below me I see the many rivers flow, each with their beauty and abundance shown. I float directly past a family of yellow buttercups, swaying sun-like flowers, waving at me from river bays, living freely and carefree in places where buttercups can be. I wonder too, will I land where I belong? In conclusion, I wish you all the very best in determining your life stories. Thank you.